object is to get from your home to the concert hall for the big concert.
Let me see it.
And
Let me see it.
And there's a
Got it.
there's a little spinner thing with, and it'll actually be pictures of instruments, but then there are four, which they have to identify, but then there are 4 spaces that say brass, woodwind, string, and percussion. If you land on that, you have to name an instrument from that family. And then if you do it correctly, then you get to roll the dice, and you move however many times, and then and there's a couple of spaces on the board where you get 2 chips, and if you get 4 chips, you win a car, which means you can add 1 to your roll every time and get to the concert faster. So when you get the car, you actually go from andante to allegro to get to the concert faster.
Nobody wants to call it out when you go
So, put it down.
It's called
Do it.
Rondo Rama. Rondo Rama.
No photos, please.
Rondo Rama.
Yep. We came up with a game called Rondo Rama, where every person's going to have one of these, I guess they're like auction bidder signs, and we listen to a song. In this case, we picked what was the name of it? Rats for Lunch. And each color represents like A, B, or C, and so they listen to it one time without being able to put anything down. The second time they listen to it, they arrange the clips for the form, and then raise their sign up when they're done, so you can easily tell who's done first. You also have an easy assessment to know if they get the grasp the concept. So, yeah.
We found a ready-made board. Melissa said you look it up on Google and you find ready-made boards. And it was color-coded. We figured each color was a different family of the instrument of family of the orchestra. And you're building an orchestra is the option of the game. Is you're trying to find members of each family, and by the end of the game, when you finish, you have members of each family of the orchestra, so you have an orchestra. But you would spin and go the number of places, and the board had go backwards, go forward, go back to the beginning, whatever. So that kind of puts a tease in. But once you find, like, if red it was your string instruments, and you're able to name that, then you've fulfilled the string instrument family. So you've gotten that part of that cube represents that family. But you have to have every cube represented when you get done with different colored cubes. And you get to the finish line, you have all 4 big colors, and you have an orchestra. Yeah, that was much better. I love their idea a lot better, but ours is very simplified.
Well,
It'd be great for primary.
Differentiate.
Yes.
So
Very
isn't that
simplified.
awesome, because now we have enough.
No value. This was, whatever this was, I think.
That one was a half
It
note.
was half note, quarter note, and then we have, these are 16th notes. So.
And 8 notes for the blocks.
And the blocks were 8 notes. I'm sorry, these are 8 notes, these things like that. So anyway, you put them in there and you just put them, align them with the beat and make sure what goes with what. So if you have this one here, that goes there, and you have 2 here. So there you go. So quickly easy.
How about
You can do
8 games over here?
I know, we came up with a lot of different games. We'll leave the best one for last, though.
Yeah, like what? They got a
We
skate
said
series, huh?
we would use the pucker chips and the little bingo disc. Oh, you've already had it fixed, I'm sorry. We said you could use it to show either form by color and size, or you could also do it with meter, dynamics. Would be, yeah, strong and weak. So we also said we could use, we didn't draw it out, draw you out a staff on a regular sheet of paper, laminate it, just blank staff, and then, or you could also use these really cool whiteboards that have 5 lines and 4 spaces. Use the discs and letter them. Let's see what else we have.
2 colors for the younger kids, so they know.
That's right.
The older kids, they don't know which.
Did y'all get that?
1 color.
We said, okay. Oh, we also said that you could roll the dice to determine where to place them. One person could roll the dice and then the other ones have to place them on.
the dice have numbers or?
Letters.
Letters.
Mhm, so we go by
You
letters.
put those, mix them in a cup or something and draw. Whichever one they
That's
draw, they
what we
got.
do. All right, then the last thing was another similar board game to what y'all were coming up with. Courtney's being so nice, he's drawing it all off over here. But we were using rhythm and note values instead of.
See, turn around.
And each person gets to pick their little man, like in Candyland or whatever, Monopoly,
And you spin the little,
the spinner.
you spin it. There's a little number on the top of it, and it corresponds to the actual numbers on the board. So you move however many. So you have a half note, so it's 2 beats, so you move 2. So you just move 1, 2, and you land on the little 8th notes. So they're little actual things on the board, but as you move, if you land on a rest, you lose a turn. And if you land on a half rest, you lose 2 turns. And if you land on 1 rest, you lose 1 turn. And that's how it goes. And it's called Beatopolis.
Beatopolis.
Oh, yeah. As you go around the board, there's stops on the board. And there's like 4 little categories: dynamics, rhythm, melody, and family of instruments. And you have to answer the question. So like rhythm, you just have to count the rhythm. If there's dynamics, you tell me what it is. Say for instance, what does loud mean? So you have to tell me the actual Italian word for it. If, say for instance, melody, talking about melodic movement, which way does it move on the card? The family of instruments, say for instance, name the instrument family for the flute. And you have to name the actual instrument name. If you get it right, then you get to move on. If you don't, you have to stop there and you have to wait till you can answer one correctly.
And so how do they know each stop sign is a specific one, or do they roll a dice of 1, 2, 3, 4, and they have to pick
No,
that
it's just
category?
like Candyland. Like
Okay.
as you move, as you get to like the stop symbol, you have to stop.
You have to stop.
Yeah.
But when you get to pick any category you want.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you get to pick right from the category.
Put a little spinner on the spinner.
In the winter, at the end, the winter, you get 2 cards. You get 2 cards, then you leave.
Ready?